It's getting very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Things are clearly falling apart. The center can no longer hold in Kenya Kwanza. In this video right now, I want us to have a look at some very interesting figures. And these figures are going to help us in understanding whether Kenyans are for Rigathi's impeachment or whether they are against Rigathi's impeachment. And that's important because in the past few days, Kenyans have been saying all sorts of things. Some saying a majority of Kenyans are against Rigathi's impeachment. Some saying a majority are for Rigathi's impeachment. And it's also worth noting that William Ruto is currently very, very unpopular. Any initiative William Ruto pushes, a majority of Kenyans will obviously go against that initiative. So Ruto is very, very unpopular. We know that Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment is being pushed by William Ruto himself. TIFA did an opinion poll and they asked Kenyans whether they support Rigathi's impeachment or not. And these are the findings. Support or opposition to remove DP Gachagua by impeachment. Green is support, red oppose, black not sure. Those supporting Rigathi's impeachment, 41%. Those opposing Rigathi's impeachment, 38%. Those not sure, 21%. So a majority of Kenyans are supporting Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment. I think this now rests that question as to whether Kenyans are supporting Rigathi or not. A majority of Kenyans wants to see Rigathi sent home. And anybody who has gone to school will agree with me that an opinion poll properly done, scientifically done, will give a rough feel among a population. Companies do use opinion polls to gauge on several issues. So an opinion poll properly done will give a rough feel among a population. That's science. And the only way you can gauge the mood of a people is by conducting a scientifically, properly done poll. A majority are supporting Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment. So all the noises we have been hearing, I think are now put to rest. And then the second question, between Raila Odinga supporters and William Ruto supporters, which group supports more Rigathi's impeachment? Raila Odinga supporters, a majority, are supporting the impeachment more than William Ruto supporters. And that's why I've been maintaining here that Kenyans have to be very careful. If Kenyans are not very careful, William Ruto will end up taking away all Raila Odinga's traditional support bases. He will win a majority in those areas if Kenyans are not serious. If Kenyans still continue going the ethnic, the tribal way, where the mountain Rigathi teams up with Kalonzo Musyoka, and then they think they can beat Ruto, that will not happen. Ruto will beat them. The only way of beating Ruto is for Kenyans to stop their tribalism. Rigathi and Kalonzo Musyoka, I know these two leaders are angling to work together. If they want to beat Ruto, they have no option but to support maybe a Gen Z or somebody like maybe Matiang'i. I'm not saying Matiang'i, but somebody who at least has some public support among Kenyans. But if it's Rigathi and Kalonzo, William Ruto will beat them very early in the morning. I know it's very painful, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the truth. Ruto has failed. Nobody's disputing that. But if it's Kalonzo Rigathi to challenge Ruto, Ruto will beat them. Let's now have a look at the support between Raila supporters and Ruto supporters. Opinion on the effort to remove DP Gachagua by impeachment by Ruto's versus Raila's declared 2022 voters. So the poll asked Kenyans, those who supported Ruto in 2022 and those who supported Raila Odinga in 2022. This is what they said. Ruto's declared 2022 voters, those who support the impeachment, 34%, those against the impeachment, 45%, those not sure, 22%. So William Ruto's declared 2022 voters, a majority are against Rigathi's impeachment. Those who voted for Ruto in 2022, a majority are against Rigathi's impeachment. Those supporting the impeachment, 34%. Those against the impeachment, 45%. Let's now go to Raila Odinga's declared 2022 voters. Those who voted for Raila Odinga in 2022. Raila's declared 2022 voters, those in support, 54%, those against, 29%, those not sure, 17%. Are Kenyans learning something from that? This is what I've been saying in this forum. That a good number of Raila Odinga supporters, if William Ruto will succeed in impeaching Rigathi, they will embrace Ruto tightly. Raila Odinga's traditional supporters, and you are seeing from this survey, a majority are supporting Rigathi's impeachment. If Ruto fails to impeach Rigathi, he will lose that big majority of Raila Odinga supporters. So for William Ruto to get support from Raila Odinga's traditional bases, Rigathi Gachagua has to be impeached. I know you will say some are not happy. Yes, it's true. Some are not happy. And the percentage that are not happy are 29%. Those ones are Raila Odinga supporters who are not happy. 54% are happy. So majority of Raila Odinga supporters, as I talk, they support the impeachment of Rigathi. As I talk, most definitely, they will support Ruto. But it will also depend on some factors, which I'll explain in our subsequent videos. Let's have a look at another interesting point. Those saying Rigathi has to be impeached, what's their main reason? Main reason for supporting the impeachment of DP Gachagua, you are seeing 35% ethnic discrimination, hate speech. Those saying he has to go, the main reason is because of Rigathi's hate speech and ethnic discrimination. Hii mambo ya shareholding. Those saying he should not be impeached, what's the main reason? You are seeing 36%, he is being attacked unfairly. So those against Rigathi's impeachment, they are saying Rigathi is being attacked unfairly. When Uhuru used to tell Kenyans to be careful with Ruto, those Kenyans were saying Ruto was being attacked unfairly. And now the same people are saying Rigathi is being attacked unfairly. Who bewitched Kenyans? Yes. Who bewitched Kenyans? My people perish for lack of knowledge. I've now shown you a properly done scientific poll on the current political situation in the country. Majority of Kenyans are saying Rigathi has to go. A majority of Raila Odinga supporters are saying Rigathi has to go. A majority of those who supported Ruto in 2022 are saying Rigathi should not go. The bottom line, a whooping majority, if you do the average, a whooping majority of Kenyans are saying Rigathi has to go. That's how it is. In this forum, we don't beat about the bush. We hit the nail on the head. We say the truth as it is. There is no neutral truth. And that's why we are different from other platforms. We don't massage people's political egos here. We don't go with the majority. We say what we know is true and is right. If that truth is pointing towards Rigathi, we will say it's Rigathi. If Raila, we'll say he's Raila. If Ruto, we'll say Ruto. The truth is that Rigathi is not fit holding a public office. Ruto has failed to deliver, but we must first deal with Rigathi Gachagua first. After dealing with Rigathi is when we will deal with William Samoei Ruto. First things first, one at a time. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.